Okay, so welcome to the student lounge. My name's Akash, and I got Advait and Rafa with me. We've created this podcast just because during lockdown we thought it's something interesting to do, and we just did it to talk about things like lockdown, IB, or just current affairs, or just anything that we're interested in, really.
Yeah. So how has lockdown for you guys been so far?
So far it's been pretty boring. I've been having to do stuff something that I wouldn't usually do to keep myself busy. And I've been doing a bit more exercise,
What do you guys think was better, the first lockdown or this lockdown?
Probably the first, yeah.
Yeah.
Less work.
Yeah, first we were in 10th grade.
Yeah, first one was 10th grade.
But it was also because it was like sunny outside, so I actually felt motivated to do things.
Yeah,
exactly.
This one, it's because we're starting IB, and it's also just miserable outside every day.
Yeah, it's cold, so I don't feel like going out either.
Yeah.
I don't step outside. The only place I go is to the local co-op to get some bread and eggs.
Yeah, my mom always tells me you have to go outside every day. I don't think I've stepped outside since beginning of January.
Yeah, I've just not even stepped outside my house.
Yeah.
Because it's just the weather even.
I just want to go back to school, honestly. I'm fine. That's the only reason I go outside is to go to school, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, hopefully just 2 more weeks, COVID cases coming down.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we have to find out Monday now what will happen. He's opening the plan and everything.
Yeah. Wasn't there, didn't you show me something on Sky News? What was it about?
Oh yeah, it was predicted the Whitehall plans. It was mentioning how we upper grade students might be going back mid-April. So for us that would be after Easter holidays, but I don't think that will happen. I mean, he might stagger it, but I don't think mid-April
that's a whole 2 more months. I can't be.
Yeah, I just don't see the government imposing that law.
Yeah. Actually, I could see them doing that to go past Easter break.
Really?
Because the cases are still, even though they're coming down quite fast, they're still quite high. They're above 10K.
Keep in mind also that they're rapid with the vaccinations. What are we now?
Yeah.
16 million people vaccinated in the UK.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So I feel like by mid-March there'll be enough people vaccinated for us to go back.
Yeah.
Because have they done the over 50s yet or no?
Yeah, I think all top 4 groups have been.
Yeah, so I think it'll be fine because that's the hardest part, just to get the top 4.
I did see an article saying that COVID cases going down, but under 25s, the infection rate is still high. So I saw that.
The infection rate is high, but I think the death rate is low.
Yeah, the death numbers have dropped considerably. Today I think it was 500 compared to other days, which have been 700, 800.
Let's just hope.
Yeah.
What have you guys been doing during half term?
I mean, a lot of work.
Yeah.
Work every day, really.
I've just been trying to find stuff for CAS for the service bit.
Oh yeah, CAS. I still need people to respond to my application and stuff.
Yeah, hopefully, I have an interview for the tutoring thing on Thursday. Hopefully that goes well.
Hopefully, man.
I signed up as well. Hopefully they respond with an interview.
Yeah.
Also, I did a lot of my EE work.
I'd been so busy. I actually didn't do any EE work.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that Sunday, I think.
What's yours on physics, right?
Yeah, it's on physics.
What's your question?
All right, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's about polarization of light and the reflection, and then how that links to film with the cameras, how they can film a puddle or something, and then you can see through the water instead of just the reflection.
Oh, that's cool.
Jeez, that sounds sick.
Yeah. I thought you were doing something with helicopters.
Yeah, I wanted to do that at the start, but I realized to make the experiment have repeatability, I would need to make like a lot of water rockets and stuff, and that's just not sensible.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what about yours, Akash? How's your E going for history?
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh yeah.
I have a plan ready, but I need to adjust my questions still. I'm doing about Brown versus Board.
Yeah. That's it. That's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm actually enjoying doing the research for it. I think my question alone is still a bit broad, so I need to narrow it down even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Rafa?
Yeah.
My question was mainly based on like to what extent did Mussolini contribute to Mattiotti's murder in 1924, mainly his political rival after he did his march on Rome in 1922.
Well, that should be really interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of sources, a lot of controversial sources, different perspectives. So it's really good to like, research that. I have to start planning it though because I'm a bit behind on my plan, but I'll do that soon, I guess.
But our teacher's been quite good at like keeping us up to date and giving meetings, so I think we're on the right track anyway, even if we're a bit behind on the plans.
Yeah, we've had a couple of meetings so far for history, like around 3, I think. So
it's been quite good.
Yeah, I've had the same with my teacher. It's been quite helpful.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway,
I can't do this like almost 2 hour for 3 subjects every day online.
Yeah.
I feel like the lesson times are too long.
Yeah, because this happened in the first lockdown, right? We had like 2 hour lessons a day, and then people realized that it was not working, so we changed it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they went back to the 2 hour thing, 2 hour timetable.
No, I think actually on the first one they had 3 hours.
3? Oh, was it?
Yeah,
3?
like 2 lessons, but 3 hours, and that was so long, and they had to change that.
Yeah.
Gee, 3 hours.
At least you have study hall this year. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we actually get less study hall compared to what we did in school.
Yeah, because in school I had mine Monday morning and Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
But I think
we only get one study hall with this
like overall, I think the time is more in the lockdown one. But
yeah, because
for specific subjects, it's like
we have first. It's like what, a 90-minute study hall plus the 30-minute, 20-minute break and what, 30-minute lunch. So it's quite a lot in reality.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously you guys know about the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. I found this interesting article from Sky News mentioning how scientists like believe that they have discovered where that asteroid specifically came from. So this obviously the meteor that smashed near the coast of Mexico left a crater of 100 miles across and 12 miles deep. And as we know, this asteroid, as I said before, caused the extinction of the dinosaurs about 66 million years ago. And experts from the University of Harvard believe that they have figured out how such a huge extraterrestrial rock ended up causing the extinction itself. So we have to like look at the gravity of Jupiter. Like it draws comets from the icy edges of the solar system, and it hurls them towards the sun. And as these comets move around the sun, the gravitational power breaks apart the comets, so they form into little shards of mini comets, and these can fly across our solar system, increasing a chance for collision with our planet. And these long,
that's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, when you think about it, like it can happen even to us.
Yeah, it's just like Jupiter's targeting Earth.
Yeah. So this obviously long period comets like take out at least 200 years to orbit the sun. and they come from a region called the Oort cloud.
Mhm.
And this cloud exists like between 2,000, 100,000 astronomical units away from the sun, which is absolutely staggering because it's around the same distance between the Earth and the sun, which is 93 million miles away. So obviously, when you think about that, it's a huge, huge number. And as scientists have discovered, this form of these shattering comets is obviously known as sun grazing, and this researchers have discovered that the dinosaur killing comet was found in this Oort cloud, and researchers are hoping to develop and to study more of this cloud and to see where other comets are usually hopefully found. So I thought like that article was pretty interesting. What do you guys think
Yeah, that's
about
great.
that?
So,
Yeah.
so you're
that's kind of
saying like that they can could they predict which comets from that belt could hit Earth?
Yeah, they probably could. I mean, researchers like know about that cloud and where those comets are coming from. So I mean, if an asteroid was about it hit Earth, I mean, researchers could predict
that's
that it
kind
would.
of that's kind of comforting and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of asteroids hitting Earth, I was doing a little bit of research, and I found this asteroid, which is probably the most dangerous asteroid that's probably going to be one of the most dangerous threats to our Earth in our lifetime as well. So this asteroid called Apophis in 2029, it has 2.7% chance of hitting the Earth, and it's going to come 19,800 miles away from our planet's surface, which you can imagine is extremely close. And this asteroid is 1,100 feet tall. It's equivalent to an
Oh,
Eiffel Tower
oh my God.
flowing through space. And if
Oh.
it hits, it's equivalent to 20 million tons.
Oh my God.
So
Well,
it can impact ecosystems. So I was just staggered when I did a bit of research on asteroids there.
well,
You know,
that's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's worrying and great, as you said, because it can, like, we can have a chance at seeing it, but if it could change flight path and it could be devastating.
You know how likely it is to actually change a flight path there?
I mean, I did find out that it is likely to hit probably Earth in 2068
Well, great.
because researchers did not account the Yarkovsky acceleration, and this acceleration really is a change in flight path, but it's when the sun strikes one side of an asteroid, and researchers did not account for this. So
Oh,
if that is a real, I mean, yeah, apparently it is. So it's quite staggering to like think, but
yeah.
I mean,
I actually watched a movie about this the other day.
Oh, yeah.
what
I
was it?
think it was called Greenfall, something like
Oh,
that.
Greenland. Yeah, Greenland.
Greenland, yeah.
That movie.
And they had like these people and it was like a lottery, and if they got chosen, then they get to go to like a secret bunker.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. That movie is good. I watched it as well.
yeah, it had some nice CGI with the asteroid.
Yeah.
It just reminded me of that.
But this is probably the biggest danger that affects our planet in the near future. As Stephen Hawking's mentioned, like an asteroid is probably the biggest threat to our extinction level.
Oh no.
So, so we'll have to see what happens.
All I can hope is it doesn't happen in my lifetime.
That's interesting because have you seen the David Attenborough documentary that's on Netflix now? I think it's called Our. It's not
Yeah, actually, I watched half of it, I think.
Because he said that the biggest threat to our existence is climate change.
No, I mean, yeah, it's true.
Apparently, I think it was by 2040, the Amazon won't have enough moisture to support itself, and essentially that will make it burn down.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
So that
When you
movie,
think about all
that
this.
documentary, that was one of the best David Attenborough documentaries I think.
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen.
definitely. I still have to finish it though.
Yeah. But
When you think about
that's
all
crazy about the asteroid. Oh my god.
Yeah, like
Well,
I
there's a
mean, we
lot
could
of
probably see it with a normal telescope if
Yeah,
it's
if
coming
it's that
19,000
big,
miles from the surface.
yeah.
that's crazy. Jeez.
Well, there's a lot of fatal things that could happen in the next 50 years.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
It's
But speaking on the bright side a little bit,
yeah,
do you guys see the Mars Perseverance landing happened on
yeah.
Thursday?
I missed it. I was so annoyed. But yeah, I heard of it.
I was watching it live, and they had like a animation to show each stage of the robot.
Yeah, it was
And
interesting.
it had like this interesting flight sequence where once, because it was approaching Mars at such a high speed,
Yeah.
it needed like a parachute kind of thing. So there was a smaller little spaceship attached to it, and then it was attached on some kind of string. I'm sure it wasn't string, but it detached from the robot a little bit and then thrusted upwards because the thrust from the robot will like break the actual Perseverance thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then it successfully landed on the surface,
Yeah.
which
Did
was
you see the new pictures that released today?
yeah, I saw
Yeah,
them.
I saw some of them. Yeah.
Like they specifically landed in a crater, right? Which
Yeah, was it
they
the Jezero crater, right?
yeah, and that crater they believe had water in it before because they
Oh
believe
yeah.
Mars had water on it before, and they're searching for hopes of life on Mars.
Do you think in this century we will see humans on Mars?
I
I
really
mean,
hope so.
Elon Musk is preparing for that.
I think we will,
You
because
I really hope so because that's so exciting.
that would be the biggest thing in our generation, in our lifetime, I think, to ever
Yeah.
happen, if that does happen.
Won't they need to implement like biospheres though in Mars?
Yeah,
In
Yeah,
order for
probably.
they need to find a way for us to breathe properly. But once they get that, I think they should be able to do it. The
Yeah.
other big issue is having to transport all of that material to Mars.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it's dangerous and it's a huge issue. Yeah.
like if something malfunctions, then they lose a bunch of material as well as the rocket,
Yeah.
and it's very expensive to send it over.
Yeah, it's gonna be gonna be a risk to even try and go there.
Yeah, but I think I heard somewhere, I could be completely wrong, that they were planning a human to Mars mission in 2030.
Oh, that's like relatively close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah, I read somewhere that Elon Musk is planning to do this also by 2050. He wants to do this by 2050. Like just find out about Mars and maybe put the first man on Mars, I guess.
I think Elon Musk is the best hope we have for someone to get to
yeah,
Mars
Yeah,
in
honestly.
our lifetime.
What he's
and
done with SpaceX and
Yeah.
yeah,
Have you seen
and
there's a big competition because Elon Musk was like a week ago the richest man in the world.
yeah.
Jeff Bezos has taken it back.
Oh, has
wow.
he? I
Yeah.
didn't hear of that.
Yeah, I didn't yeah.
So is it's Jeff Bezos again?
Yeah. Well, last
Okay.
time I read, I think like 2 months
Okay.
Jeff Bezos.
competition for the the rarest competition ever.
The rarest competition. Yeah, that's crazy.
It just
Yeah.
shows the wonders of space, though.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, hopefully they can do it to avoid the other two catastrophes that we talked about.
Yeah.
It's like our one saving hope.
Yeah, I mean, bit of a lighter topic. Wait, so I read an interesting article a couple of days ago. So have you guys heard about are hearing about like the persecution of the Uyghur minority in China, right? In I think it's Xinjiang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. So this article, because everyone's calling it a genocide, because they're putting the Uyghur minority into these concentration camps, right? But this article basically argued that genocide is the wrong word to describe what is happening, because so essentially it was saying that the Chinese, especially the patriots, are more likely to believe their government and Xi's line that Westerners lie about Xinjiang due to the apparent false allegations of mass killings. And yeah, obviously the country is committing some extremely horrific and inhumane crimes against humanity, but the articles argued that the term genocide is being used incorrectly and thus feeding the Chinese more reason to support Xi's government.
Mm-hmm.
And because what they're actually doing is they're forcibly sterilizing Uyghur women, which obviously it's incredibly inhumane and quite horrific.
Yeah.
However, they're not slaughtering them, and therefore it's not a genocide. But then the question I thought was, how if you by sterilizing women, and then that means preventing them from having a future generation, can that be considered a type of genocide in that sense?
Well, I mean, the term genocide. Do we have a definition for that?
Well, look, so I think it. So we know what. So hang on.
All right, I just searched it up. It says the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group with the aim of destroying that nation or group. So I think actually what they're doing in China, or what they're allegedly doing in China, it kind of fits in with one half of that, but doesn't with the other.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I think with sterilizing all the women, you are kind of destroying that group because no more will come.
Yeah.
But you're not actually killing them, even though it's inhumane. You're not actually killing them.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I think, in a way, it can be considered a form of genocide in that sense. So what like the Western perspective is saying is not a lie, but it's not true at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
it's
think
also what carry on.
I think the media tends to what's the word? Dramatize everything in the news just to
Yeah,
make it
exactly.
sound more shocking to get views on their articles.
True.
So maybe they use the word genocide to just gather attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, propaganda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, in a way, it is kind of like propaganda.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's horrific what they're doing, and it's also it's they're essentially comparing it to the Holocaust, because in a way it is.
Yeah.
But the Holocaust went that one step further in what they did and what happened in that.
Yeah, I mean the Holocaust was devastating.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
China censors everything, or at least
Yeah, so yeah, that's another thing. We don't know for 100% that they aren't doing a mass killing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they might actually be doing that, but we just don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people are assuming that they are, but we can never know that for real right now.
Yeah.
Actually, in relation to the whole China and news thing, I read an article the other day, which was saying that China will ban BBC News from broadcasting on their TVs, and whatever radios.
Mhm. Oh wow.
And I thought at the time I thought that was, that was outrageous, because you can't just block information out.
Yeah.
But I read later that it turns out that the UK blocked one of China's news channels, and
Oh.
thus in rebuttal, China blocked BBC.
Oh wow.
So it was kind of like, I thought China was doing the bad thing, but they were just doing the same thing that the UK did.
Yeah, it's like a back and forth
Yeah.
type of scenario. Yeah.
Obviously, both things are bad, because you can't just censor a whole news channel.
Yeah.
But I was kind of shocked that the UK did it first.
Okay, so yeah, that was our first ever podcast of the Student Lounge. We're hoping we're going to do this weekly. Hopefully by next week we'll have one extra person joining us. And yeah, like we said, it's just anything that interests us that's happened in our lives this week or just around the world. We're going to talk about it. It's very casual. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for listening to the Student Lounge podcast, expressing new ideas every week.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Goodbye.